Sorted. Welcome everybody back to the Big Steve MCFC channel for another match preview. And this one is a big one. So who we got to come on? The big dog himself, my big six brother Grizz. How are you, mate?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. I was just telling the missus. She goes, "You've got what at midday?" Because like this is normally my time that I wake up. But I thought, look, when Big Steve comes calling, you gotta get up, mate. You gotta get up. It's like your what's the name? Your boss is calling you. You gotta get up, mate. But yeah, now
we get to make an effort.
Yeah, I gotta make an effort. She goes, Big Steve's calling. I said, yeah. She goes, all right. She said, you better get up then.
Oh, nice one, Mrs. Khan.
It's no problem, man. But yeah, it's good. Good to be on, man. It's good to be on.
Yeah, listen, I'm no YouTube star, but I'm trying. I know that you're struggling as well. We're both
exactly
not as young, and we're trying our best.
Old school.
Yeah. No, mate. Listen, it's been a big week for City. Obviously, I've had Chelsea away and Paris away, and now it doesn't get any easier going into Anfield, the Lions' den for us. Obviously, we don't really do well there. We did last season with no fans, but with the fans in Sunday, stadium packed. You're on form. We're on form. It's got to be a massive, exciting game, surely to God. What do you think?
I can't see it any other way. I honestly can't. This is, look, we over the years, right? Before the 3-4 years I'm talking about, last few years, we've never had a rivalry as such, right? Yeah. Even though the East-West Lancs things, right? It's still not been. It's been a friendly rivalry because you hate them ones over the road, we hate them ones over the road, right? Yeah. So it's been one of those. Just you're there, we're there. Right, but the last 3-4 years since our two coaches have taken over, Pep and
I thought you was going to say since you smashed our coach up, then, but
no,
we'll go that way.
Yeah, smashed, bloody hell. But since these guys have taken over, for me, it's become the best footballing rivalry I can remember. Now, what I mean by that, Steve, is the levels of football that us two have taken the Premier League to, I think hasn't been surpassed ever. Like, who in their right mind can remember near enough 100-point seasons now? It's unheard of on a regular basis.
It's crazy, and people don't understand that. And like I mentioned on the Carnage last night, the pressure in them runs is immense because Liverpool kicking off at 12, you're watching it, they win. Pressure's on you, you go to the game, you win. You think, right, pressure's back on them. Then you draw, then we win, then we lose, then you win. Oh, and it was like, coming to that season, it was just like draining. And when we won the Premier League at Brighton, I remember sat on the beach after the game and everyone was partying and I just didn't have any energy because I'm not absorbed with the team throughout the season. It just done me in. And Liverpool are a fantastic side, and we've got to be on the ball to get anything at Anfield. The way we played at Chelsea and the way we played at Paris has really made me feel confident we can do that. But it's the same old thing. Liverpool have got the quality like Paris have and like Chelsea have. If we make the slightest of mistakes, we're going to get punished. But on the other hand, the same goes for you. If you've got to have the near perfect game, because if you make mistakes, we're going to punish you. So I'm so excited for the game. And these big games are the ones that get me going. I like to study the football. I like to watch it. And like I say, the Paris Saint-Germain scored the other night, Messi. I was on the watch along. I just clapped. There's nothing else you can do with that. You've just got to say, brilliant.
Absolutely. But look,
I'm confident.
And you've got every right to be. Because, as I said last night again, for me, your performance at Stamford Bridge was the marker so far of the season by the big boys. We've all had good victories, blah, blah, blah. Our game against Chelsea was a bit weird. Sending off Sport they resorted to sort of defending on the edge of their box with 10 men, which is absolutely fine, of course. That's the way the game panned out. But then they done the same to you guys, right? And that's probably the worst thing to do, to let City have the ball. Yeah. It's probably, in my opinion, we found a way of not beating you but rattling you, and how we done it was to fucking press you in every part of the pitch, and just attack you with numbers and pace, right? Toe to toe with you, basically.
Yeah.
Chelsea didn't have the balls to do that. You know, Pep knows, and that we've got the balls to do that. Our manager will do that. He won't sit back and let the likes of De Bruyne pick and choose his passes, because you're just asking for trouble when you're asking the likes of Silva and De Bruyne to run the game. So that's what makes it intriguing. I'm with you. I can't wait. It's so difficult to call. I'm confident. You're confident, and neither of us are deluded to be confident.
No.
To get what I'm saying, it's like it makes sense.
From a Liverpool perspective, it's just obviously my channel is a lot of City fans. I just want to know who you fear on the Manchester City side and where you think, the danger is. We're struggling with a false nine and a striker, but is it someone like Kevin De Bruyne who you fear? Is it someone like Mahrez you fear? Is it someone like Jesus you fear? Just like to get the perspective from a Liverpool side.
So I know Jesus doesn't get some would say not all the plaudits. I think he's handy, Steve.
Oh,
I really like the fella, and he always puts in a shift against us. Well, he probably puts in a shift for you lot anyway. I'm just saying, but what I notice against us, it's almost like he knows he's playing against probably the best centre backs around, right? Yeah. And he really ups his game.
Yeah,
and I find him a handful. Now, the obvious threat is Kevin De Bruyne. Kevin De Bruyne hasn't shown his best form, but I think a lot of people from the Euros haven't. Like all the England lads have been total crap. A lot of clubs, everyone's suffering a bit. I fear Cancelo. Now, that's weird saying it, but I just think he's one of my favourite fullbacks in world football. I think he's so intelligent the way he moves into midfield. And just covers the possible spaces that some of your number 8s may leave. Again, it's a lottery who's going to pick. Like, I would fear Mahrez, but will he start Mahrez? Mahrez is, I know he bottled the penalty, but, Foden, wow. We spoke about Foden last night. I mean, it's difficult to see who he's going to pick. I genuinely think he's going to refresh the midfield after a massive game against PSG where you had to do a lot of running. I think he's gonna, because if he's gonna pick the same central midfielders against us lot, I think he could be asking for trouble, because we're gonna be right revved up in midfield, like sort of, with the crowd behind us. So as I said to you last night, you could pick 1 or 2, 3, 4 players from your team, and they're always dangerous as each other. But I think Kevin De Bruyne, especially if we give silly free kicks, with Grealish getting free kicks off Milner, which is a fucking dead certain.
Yeah, we said that last night. Anyone that likes a gamble, you've got to go for Milner to get.
No, that's nailed on. That is bloody nailed on. I just hope it's not at the start of the game and he's fucking in trouble after that. But De Bruyne set pieces, I'm really fearful, because you guys, I know everyone talks about your open play football, but from set pieces, you lot are deadly.
Yeah, from us, you've got to look at Mo. I mean, Mo Salah, he doesn't get the credit he deserves from certain pundits and that. For me, he's just unbelievable, and I'm just worried about him all the time. And do you know what worries me more is the Anfield crowd, because like you say before, you rattle us, and you do, because I've seen City going into these games in absolute unbelievable form, and I've been like confident, and then I've seen them sort of freeze. And I'll tell you what doesn't always help, you seem to always get an early goal, and the crowd just goes up that extra level. And then you think, you know what? It was bad enough as it was. Now they've scored early doors. They're on us. And we just look like rabbit caught in the headlights. Now, I've been to Napoli and I've been to places where the atmosphere is red hot and the players don't seem to be affected. But for some reason at Anfield, and people can say it's bullshit all they want, but the proof's in the pudding. I've seen it. I've been there myself. I've experienced it. The players just looked like it affected them. And then when we played you the other year at the Etihad, the atmosphere was unbelievable. And then it looked a little bit like it affected Liverpool. Now, I just think these two teams are that good. The rivalry between them must be intense. We've both chased each other down for titles last few years, tit for tat, cup finals and stuff like that. So it just all sets it up now. Nice, because Liverpool last season was just a write-off with the injuries and what went on. Scraped into the Champions League, fair enough. But they've got all the boys back now. Big Virgil's back. Obviously, he's finding his feet again, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I just think Liverpool, people... You prefer them sleeping on Liverpool. I'm a bit like that with City. I like them to talk about everyone else and leave us alone because, like we've said on the Big Six, Liverpool can go 20 games undefeated. City can go 20 games. I don't think Arsenal, Man United, Tottenham, anyone else in that league can do that. Just
Well, they haven't. Well, none of those teams have got a record of doing it. So City. So you talk about the couple of seasons ago when you pipped us to the title on the last day. I'm talking about 13-14 season as well.
Yeah.
There's us coasting, whatever. And every time you look over your shoulder and you look at the results, City won again.
Yeah.
And we were we were novices then under Brendan Rodgers. It was like you guys were, more proven by then. And we were like sort of coming up slowly, and Brendan Rodgers and then obviously the slip and everything at Stamford Bridge. But even then, from then onwards, we knew City are going to be the dominant force. I can't remember, you probably know, how many games did you win in that season in a row? Culminating in you winning the league.
It was just 14, ridiculous.
15?
Yeah, we just went on a mad one.
I remember Yaya Toure just single-handedly taking over the league. That last 12 games,
people just swinging off his neck, and he was running for the length of the pitch and scoring. And
I remember Palace; he just took the game by the scruff of the neck. We were hoping you may drop some point at Palace. Palace.
You just played, and that's when Gerrard slipped. It was on the screen, so the players were warming up, and Palace played it on the screen. So all the players were just looking up at the screen. The fans were seeing the screen. It seemed to give us a boost, and we was like, right, we're on it now. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And then I remember the game at City when Sane scored the winner.
Yeah,
I think for me that was probably Man United get all the glory right from the media and everything, right, and Chelsea as well because money bags, right. But that Man City Liverpool game for me was one of the highest quality games of football I've ever seen in my life. Yeah. Two teams that went for it, and we were literally, people forget, right, but we were literally a millimeter. Steve, do you remember when the ball didn't go over the line? When Salah, Stones cleared it, millimeter away from going unbeaten through the whole season and winning the double because we won the Champions League that year. So can you imagine the levels we both of us are taking the game to? So it was a millimeter away from
fine margins, man.
Fine margin. Isn't that the season that you ended up with 100 points? No, that wasn't. There was a following season.
No, the following season.
Yeah, but look. I think set up to be a cracker, man. People talk about people say what they want about the Anfield atmosphere. You just listen to the coaches and the players. Forget everything else. Forget people that sat on their ass on Twitter saying, "Oh, there's no atmosphere at Anfield."
I've been there. I'll be honest. I've been there, and they've sang "You Never Walk Alone" in the first minute. It's been quiet as fuck till the end, and they've sang you at the end. I've been there them days, so I can't turn around and say it's always a cauldron. But the last few years when I've been with City, because we've been...
I was just going to say, it knows.
Now,
since Klopp's been there...
Yeah, it's been crazy.
He doesn't let them. So that's one of the first things he said. He goes, I want to make this a cauldron, a fortress again. And we've got one of the best records. I know last season, we've discussed it. Every pub team beat us, right, even. But we've got one of the most craziest records since Klopp's been there, Anfield. And he's revved up the crowd. You're absolutely spot on. You're absolutely spot on. In the past, the atmosphere has gone dead. But reason for that, Steve, is because our team was dead. We had nothing to shout about. We had
And you know what, though? We're bringing it this week as well because the last few games, City away support has been absolutely unreal.
Oh, yeah.
The fans were commenting saying the best we've had. The Chelsea fans were saying, God, the City fans were off it. I don't know what it is this season. We've done some sort of ballot thing for under 21s thing where if you didn't have enough loyalty points, you can enter a ballot. So from about 18 to 21s now, there's a big chunk of them getting a little section of tickets. And obviously they're the life and blood of the away support. You know what I mean? They've had a few ales. They're a bit giddy and they're ready for it. Well, and I tell you what, it's injected our away support with something else. Because now, Chelsea, away, we were bouncing. And I'm looking forward to going to Anfield. I'm looking forward to just trying to keep that going. And I just think this game's going to be it's just going to be the game of the season so far. I'm telling you, I can see goals in it. It's like a chess match. I can see.
It's got everything, hasn't it? It's got everything. It's not all about just gung ho, like you said.
No.
It's not about like just attack and attack. Like, do you remember Newcastle under Keegan, how they played? Kevin, you just attack. No tactical play, no structure, no setup. Just attack. Our games are not like that. Like, we've got the mentality, both of us, to attack, but our two coaches are so adamant that their teams are structured properly even when they attack and even when they defend. Like, people sleep on our defenses, you know that. Everyone associates Man City and Liverpool. Oh yeah, they're brilliant going forward, but suspect at the back. Well, you need to go and check the facts, because I'm pretty certain us two last few seasons have been brilliant defensively as well. And people forget that aspect. They only look at the attacking.
That stat last night, City's had 6 shots against them in 6 games.
Insane.
That is unbelievable.
It's
unbelievable.
Insane.
In 6 games of football, you've had 6 shots against you.
Yeah, and we've had stats like that as well, where we literally don't concede a goal. Like, I think Alisson's won like 2 Golden Gloves in the last 3 years or something. Clean sheets, and that's what we do. And look, you mentioned, and I can't stop mentioning the big dogs back, but it makes a massive difference. Like, you've got options now at centre back, so have we now. So we were discussing yesterday, Laporte had a bit of an iffy season when he came back, but now he looks back to his best, and he's absolutely complementing Ruben Diaz.
Yeah.
Well, Big Verge is back, and lo and behold, Matip's fit. Now, Matip's another one of those centre backs that people sleep on. They don't think nothing. Everyone talks about Gomez and then Virgil, but Joe Matip is a tremendous centre back. Tremendous, just made of prawn crackers. But even he seems to be
get the plaudits though, does he? Because Big Verge is the monster, and he just sort of does.
But he's been our best back. But he's been our best centre back by far this season. And it's an intriguing battle, because I don't know. I still don't know. We discussed it last night. We don't know how Pep's going to set up. Like, he might put Grealish as a false 9 and think bringing Sterling to attack Milner. Yeah. Or he could play Foden. He could put Foden out there. Young blood go and attack.
Could go right.
Yeah. Exactly. It is, because so I don't know how we prepare for that. So it's an intriguing one. That's the beauty. I know you haven't got a 9, and we've discussed that to death, that you need a centre forward.
Yeah.
But I think in games like this, you can confuse the shit out of the opposition. Like, they don't know how to set up.
It's a game for the managers.
The
managers are going to be key, because these little changes that Pep can make, which he did last year when there was no fans there. I think Liverpool went for us early doors, and first half we weren't great, but he tweaked it second half and we got the win. And I've seen Klopp do the same. He's not afraid to tweak it during the game.
We went gung-ho against you last season. No one expected that. We went 4 up front.
Yeah.
So there's debate amongst Liverpool fans, because everyone's thinking it's Bobby or Jota. Now, it's a different way of preparing from City's point of view as well. Because if Bobby plays, you're going to ask one of the central midfielders to keep an eye on him when he drops deep. So you're probably going to ask Rodri to keep an eye on Bobby when he drops deep. But if it's Jota, then that occupies both, because he's that lively that he'll occupy both your centre backs. Then it's a different. Then that isolates Cancelo versus Mo. So it's intriguing. Will Jack track back as much as, I don't know?
He has been doing, but I wouldn't trust him 100% to get to help out, unless they're working on it this week in training and say, look, you've got to be disciplined. Because of Paris Saint-Germain the other night, he lost his head a little bit. He was having a battle with Hakimi. He was falling around, and he hasn't been doing that. He did it a lot at Villa, but he hasn't been doing that a lot for us. But he did the other night, so hopefully that's not creeping back into his game.
Yeah. Look, Jack Grealish, I think, is an absolute wonderful, wonderful player. The money's not his fault. That was the price you guys paid for it, right? I think he's a 60, 70 million pound player. But all right, they wanted 100 million. Fair plays. But it is intriguing. I said to you on the first day of the season, I said, I'm intrigued to see how Jack Grealish, does he complement your attacking style? Does he hinder it? I'm interested to see how Pep sets him up along with De Bruyne, because him, De Bruyne and Silva love having the ball, right? And sometimes your game's all about speed of pass. because how you kill people is slow, and then bang, 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 bang. All three of them like to. I mean, De Bruyne is probably the best at increasing the speed in the Premier League right now. Like, there's no one better than De Bruyne to increase the speed of play. Jack's a different type of player. He likes to hog that ball. And you've not had that type of left winger. You've been used to Sterling last couple of seasons, and then Sane, who are out and out wingers, attackers. Like, run down the wing. Do you know what I mean? Or Grealish is a ball player. So I wasn't 100% sure that he's going to fit in straight away. I don't know how you think he's done overall.
No, he's done all right. He's not the kind of wide man that's going to get the ball, skin the fullback, and whiz it in. He's getting the ball. He's coming inside a lot with it, which is good. It's bringing everyone into play. But this is what we're about this season. We're at the edge of the box team. We're not getting the ball. We're not slinging the ball in the box because there's no one in the box. So we're literally being patient across the back, all across the back, from Mahrez we're switching the play a lot. And look, it's getting results. But Jack's done all right. The signing Ronaldo overshadowed him, which did us a world of good because they're not talking about the 100 million man now. They're talking about Ronaldo. So we'll leave that to Saeed. But Jack's just getting on with his business. It's a bit of a culture shock for him. He's finding himself one-on-one with fullbacks a lot, and he's in dreamland with it. He's enjoying it. Whereas at Villa, he probably didn't get. He had to create a lot more. But he's early days for Jack. We'll give him time. De Bruyne doesn't look 100% fit. Like you say, he's still coming back, so he's ticking along. But going into the game, we've got no excuses. It's probably our best lineup we can put out against your best lineup, obviously minus Trent. And I just think, for me, that Manchester City will win 2-1. What's your prediction?
Do you know what? Every man and his dog has predicted goals in this. Yeah. Steve, I think it's going to be so fucking... Like, I can't see either team getting a clean sheet, right? But these games shock the shit out of you when suddenly it's a 1-0. Yeah. I definitely think it's a first goal wins.
Do you reckon?
Yeah. Whoever scores first. I've changed my mind, you see. Because last night I was telling you, I was giving it the large, saying we're going to come for you first 15 minutes straight away. I think it's going to be tactical.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be very, very tactical. Both have been in Europe this week, away trips. Both have played well. We got the result. You didn't get the result, but you played well. I think it's going to be very... I'm going to go 1-0 Liverpool. Believe it or not. I'm actually going to go 1-0 Liverpool. Like, keeping clean sheet against City, you think, what? But I genuinely think it's going to be a late goal as well, like 70th minute. I think it's going to be intriguing, though. Absolutely intriguing game. This is a game, Steve, for the purists.
Of course it is.
Like, definitely. This is a game. Do you remember back in the day, like, people would watch Barcelona, Real Madrid, whatever happens?
Yeah.
Or even Man United, Arsenal. Like, this is the game that Europe is going to be watching. Make no bones about it. Make no bones about it, because we're back now. As I said, we're going to be back. And you guys are purring again after that performance. So I think this is a game. Tune in, everyone. This is going to be... I can't bloody wait, Steve. I know I predicted a drab 1-0 win, but it's not going to be... It's going to be like proper riveting.
Well, what we're going to do, we're going to wrap it up there. Don't like to drone on too long with these. I think these little previews are just little 20 minutes. Get to the point. Talk a little bit of tactics, chew the fat. We've got the Big Six show tonight, which anyone that watched last Monday's show, the funeral of Toby, where we all, we laid him to rest. God bless his soul. Yeah. You need to tune in tonight. It's going to be a great show. And Grizz, let them know where they can find you and what you're doing with your channel and anything you got coming up.
Yeah, man. So I'm a pod hole, really. I'm on bits. So like I do 90 minutes as well. Give a shout out to the 90 minutes lads, and obviously the Big Six. And I've started my own channel. I've taken inspiration of Big Steve himself, and in my golden right page, I've started my own channel. So yeah, it's not going to be exclusive Liverpool channel. So all you Man City fans that want to chat to me, I'm going to do a lot of question and answers on that, and it's going to be a general football channell overall. So yeah, Grizz Khan TV, if you could go over and give it a like and a subscribe, and content will be coming there very soon.
Brilliant. Yeah, all the City lads, look, the Liverpool fans come on my channel and back me. get over there and back Grizz.
100%.
You know, he's old school. He goes week in, week out. You know, he's good to get his opinion on it and the story. You know what I mean? Get over there, support the big six brothers and that. And listen, everyone, it's going to be a fantastic game. All I can say, Grizz, is I wish you all the best, but not that much good luck for Sunday.
And same to you, mate. I wish you all the best. I hope you're not playing that song again in your bloody Range Rover, right? Come Monday morning. Hope you're playing a different type of song Monday morning.
You be ready on Monday morning, mate.
Oh, mate.
Ready, mate. I've got a song lined up for you. Don't worry.
Oh, mate. Nice
right,
one.
people. Peace. Nice to see you. Thank you. And like, subscribe. Come on, City.